Well, good afternoon, everybody, or morning, wherever you are. Happy Tuesday. Araya on Ra, the Dragon Lady, coming to you live and for the love of dragons. And I'm super excited today. A lot of building energy. For those that know, Quantum Flight takes off today. My new program, super excited. Amazing group has come together. Biggest group I've had, which was what the dragons intended. We want to move this energy out, the ascension energy field, much bigger, much faster, and anchor it all over the globe. We have everywhere from Western Australia over in Perth to Eastern South Africa, Central South Africa, and up to Canada, UK, Europe, and all over the United States. I am super excited to see what this energetic grid comes together as, and we are kicking off today. So I am in my element, so to speak, and so I've got one of the elementals here with me, the fire dragon, holding that framework, and the crystal dragon in with me today. You might be feeling those powerhouse energies, whether or not you're in the quantum flight sphere. You, as those energies build, many of them are part of this dragon family, as am I, so you're going to feel sort of the ripple effect of those big shifts that they start going through dynamically, exponentially, moving into your field. You're going to feel the work that they would do over the next 8 weeks. So watch and pay attention through March 15th of what's going on for you, what's shifting, what big pieces are either moving out, moving in, breaking apart, creating more space. A lot of shift going to happen over the next 8 weeks, and I just am thrilled to pieces. So that's where we're at energetically. That's where my intention is focused. But I had some great questions come in this week through Messenger to me. And I always tell you guys, send me your questions. Excuse me. If you have something going on in your journey with the dragons and you want some clarity on it, you can either go into the YouTube channel, Invoke Healing International. There's a full dragons playlist. And there's over 100, 4 years of weekly videos of all kinds of topics and questions, all to do with the dragons. And guaranteed there's probably something about that in there, and you can, the nice thing is there, instead of in the archive here, you can search by keywords. You can search through or flip through very quickly to see the topics each week. I try and really focus the titles of each week's video on the question or the topic in hand so that it's really easy to see and get that general gist. But if you have those questions, you can message me, you can email me, you can put them in the comments. Getting something directly in my face like an email or a message really is where I know that I'll see it, at least very quickly. And if you haven't gotten an answer, send it again, especially if it's in a post comment. So let's go into today's questions. Hello over there in Europe. We've got one of my dragon hearts on live. Eliara, my beautiful star. Literally, did you know that dragons can be constellations? A little tidbit, little interesting factoid there. This dragon heart was the first one I ever met that was a full constellation as a dragon. Pretty amazing concept to even allow yourself to open to. That's the kind of shift and change in perspective that's out ahead of you in your ascension journey. So questions coming in this week. I'll just read it. I had to write it down on board because it was in my message in my phone. But for those that feel the dragon within, so those that are connected, they feel the dragon, they know there's a connection there, but they struggle with alcohol or drug addictions. Do the dragons hate them or judge them? Do they judge us or get frustrated with us because we struggle to kick those kind of habits? And really, it can be any habit. Anything that's a worldly habit that keeps you unconscious about your actions versus your heart would align to that. So yes, drug addictions, alcohol addictions, some of the heavier addictions are such resistance and pull away from that heart center where you actually have no control. It's not just a habit because you like to have coffee in the morning, or you like to eat sweets after your meals, or you like to sit on the couch in the evening versus go do yoga. It doesn't mean you have to do the right choice and everything, but as you align to yourself, you're going to naturally make those better choices. And so whatever level that habit is out of alignment with your heart space, truly know and understand that the dragon, whether it's the dragon within that's your own dragon, your own true self, or the dragons that are acting as your guides to help get you to where you can even know the dragons are present, to know you have a dragon within you. This question came from someone who was saying, I feel the dragon, but really, really struggling with this habit. What can I do about it? Am I frustrating the dragon? Is it the second question with it was, does it affect their own growth in some way? And so let's start with, do the dragons judge us or get frustrated with us when we're slow on the uptake, when we are really maybe even aware of the changes we need to make, or the better choices we need to make, and yet we drag our feet, we are in resistance, we fall off the wagon, we get back on, we're back on that, whether it's, you know, meat or heavy foods or sweets or caffeine or getting too much exercise, not enough exercise, too much relaxation time, whatever it is. There's no judgment coming from any dragon. I will tell you that. The dragons are the most unconditionally loving beings I have ever been in the presence of, outside of feeling the divine presence of Mother, Father, God itself. That presence. So in that, knowing the frequency band that they carry, the unconditional loving aspect of being in that frequency bandwidth, you know, the dimension they come from, it just doesn't exist for them to go into judgment. They don't know, they know what it is because they see us. They see judgment is really a 3D concept. It's a 3D reality. It doesn't exist in the higher planes because we're so heart-centered. We're in that love space that judgment doesn't come in as a contemplation. And even frustration, they don't get frustrated with us. They are ultimately patient, as are beings, as you will be in those higher dimensional planes. Any of your guides, if you look at whether they're a dragon or a star being or an angelic being, any guides that you have, they never get impatient with you. They know that you mess up, you miss the signpost that they left, you miss the left turn that they tried to get out there in front of you, and they hurry and scurry and try and rearrange something else on the timeline out in front of you. There's another opportunity. Can we get that word in here? What if we align this meeting or this synchronicity, and are you paying attention? So there's nothing in it for them about hating, judging, getting frustrated with, getting impatient with us as we struggle through those. They are literally constantly holding a presence for us. A presence of an energetic that is supportive and yet, how do I want to say it? Supportive without expectation to your evolution. Wherever you be on the spectrum, wherever that is. Whatever your struggles are, maybe it's impatience and you yell too much. Maybe you're angry too often. It doesn't have to lead into one of these very evident addictions that are way over here on the scale with drugs or alcohol or things like that. It can be that you struggle with getting angry too easily. It can be that you struggle with comfort food or eating disorders or not being courageous, of withholding and staying in resistance. Whatever it is, we all have our levels of roadblocks and resistances to move past in our ascension journey. And it's about the willingness and the intention that you hold. If you know, man, I really want to connect with my dragon. I really want to beat this thing. I want to get past this hump. I want to have this not be a part of my life. When you actually call in that assistance with an intentional heart call, they can move in closer. With the laws of free will in our universe, you have to remember that your guides have to keep a loose-knit circle around you when you are doing this to them. And by staying in an addiction or a habit, you are doing this to them. And my hands are outspread as far as I can see, even though you can't see it on the screen. They are waiting for your desire to show up. And when you show up that desire, they can respond. And then they can really kick into how they can help and assist and bring healing and align you to a healer or a therapist or a counselor or a program, something that is what you actually need to kick it, to get past it. So they are ever patient. And so I like the question because there are many struggling out there, and they will stay struggling when they keep feeling bad about themselves that they're having an effect on their own dragon. They love their dragon, like an intrinsic, we know we love our dragon. We know we love our dragon guides. And if I'm frustrating them and they're mad at me, it's another play into that addiction of why we do things that are out of harmony with ourselves. We do it to not be judged, because we're afraid of judgment, because we're constant, oh my, here's another element where I'm so screwing up that even my guides are going to be judging me. It's sitting in that plane of reality when in fact, they're just there waiting for you to say, you know what, show your heart intention that you really want to shift this and let us move in closer. Let us come in tighter around you and really hold that space for you to move past it. So the second part of that question was, and I'm going to stick with, does it affect their growth? The whole question, and I'm not sure I understand it, is, does it affect their growth in similar ways to a pregnant woman? So I looked at that, I can read that two ways. Is a pregnant woman's growth inhibited, or the dragon's growth inhibited? So a pregnant woman's growth would be inhibited and the fetus be inhibited by those kinds of addictions and not moving past it. If she still had that going on in her body, absolutely that would be a hindrance. Does it affect the dragon's growth? Does any of that, regardless of whether it's similar to a pregnant woman, and a pregnant woman does not affect a dragon's growth, even the dragon within, because a pregnant woman is a physical manifestation part of her body. But your own dragon, you might feel 2 dragons present when you're pregnant, or 3 if you have twins, 2 in the twins and your own. But there's no hindrance to the dragon, and there's no hindrance to the growth of either the woman or the baby as far as their energetic capacity connected with that dragon. I would say actually pregnancy would enhance it, because you become more wide open. You become more intuitive. You become more heart-centered and connected into that process of creation that is happening through your body. And that process of creation is making you alive and part of the universe, and it brings you into those deeper awarenesses, I think, in a little easier way than when you're actually have that newborn or that young child and you're distracted and trying to deal with all the stuff that goes on with a child. So that time of pregnancy is a real time of connection. But does it affect their growth? Meaning, does it affect the dragon's growth at all? No, whatever you're doing, they're in service to you. And as long as they are doing their best and their heart intention in service to you, because they've chosen that path, they chose to be in service to humanity in a way that is to be a guide with you, to be assigned to a human or multiple humans simultaneously, that they can be a guide for to help your ascension and your evolution. So regardless of your response to their guidance, they're still growing. In fact, when you are resistant to their guidance, you're probably creating more growth in them, because they're being more challenged with, how do I work around this? How do I try something different? They've got to get more creative and try a lot of different ways to work around. So I would say it's actually, in fact, enhancing their growth rather than stymieing it or slowing it down in any means possible. So I thought it was a very interesting set of questions this week that came in, and I'm going to make sure that this person that reached out to me gets a direct message back to say, hey, check out the live today. This is where your answers are, because it wasn't a quick, short something in the message back that I've already dealt with and, go to this video. So great question, and I hope that at whatever level, you might not have a drug or alcohol addiction, but you might have one of the other things I mentioned, because there's all kinds. If we're not ascended yet, if we're not fully merged with our light body and our dragon yet, that means we still have steps to take. That means we still have pieces within us that are similar to that habit, maybe not on an extreme scale, but there's pieces that we can still align and bring more into alignment with our own signature, with ourself, and that we can take this opportunity to apply this question and answer to those within our own journey. So super excited to always come and share with you guys. And I am on fire today, because I get to start with my whole new program, and I can feel the sphere building. It's not till 1 o'clock, 2 more hours until we actually connect live, but I can feel it building, and the elation energy that is inherent within that. So if you guys have questions, reach out. I do 20-minute discovery calls. I've had a lot of new folks lately taking advantage of that. Go to the Book Now button on the homepage of either dragonwithin.com or invokehealing.com to find my calendar. So whether you're interested in a session or a longer set of sessions or a 20-minute free discovery call, that's where you're going to find it. And if you haven't been to the site, The layer with all the amazing dragon things is there. There's Labradorite pendant. There's incredible stone wrapped individual unique custom pieces that hold that energy and frequency, all kinds of amazing things. But there's online classes. Maybe a program at 1 o'clock in the afternoon on a Tuesday doesn't work for you, but maybe an online course would, that you do at your own pace. I released four classes online last year about meditation, about working with the dragons and recognizing them in the world, and entering the dragon realms. Those are 3 of them that are just hands-on, like, they're there, they're available, as are the guided meditations, as are the books in multiple formats. So Dragonthencom holds a lot of tools for you wherever you're at on a journey, and they don't all entail any kind of a big investment. $22 for a book with a full CD with it, or $11 for a guided meditation. There's something there for everybody at every range of abundant flow that you're in, and how much you need to dive in right now. Maybe you need a toe in the water, maybe you need a plunge, but it's all there for you. And my task and my goal is to constantly be providing, creating more. So I know that this, in the next couple of months, I would really like to put more meditations out, the guided meditations, for you guys to take advantage of. So have a blessed, beautiful day. I will see you next Tuesday. And thanks for being here. Thanks for being part of my dragon family, and making it such a joy to be present within that group every week. All right. Take care, everybody. Bye for now.